What's up, Vanguardians? This is John S.P. Mindham. I don't even know what to call this video. It's really weird. I have had the unique privilege and honor to always come in and do something great for the Vanguard community for the last couple of years. And I got to the point where last few weeks where I was like, man, I'm tired. I'm exhausted, and I'm trying to always think of these things, and I have so many projects listed out, and then I break down, and I'm just so frustrated and tired, and like a lot of these things that go on in my life have a lot to do with that too. But when it comes to it, when I started Vanguard and I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh, and I switched over right when the game came out. I think it was set 2 just got released, and I was fascinated by it. I thought it was a remarkable game, and it still is. And it had a lot to do with the uniqueness of it, this clan-based center where it wasn't like Yu-Gi-Oh where you splash, and it wasn't like Magic where you splash. It was very geared towards one thing. So I absolutely loved it and enjoyed it for that very reason. I went on to have a lot of success individually, a lot of success for my team. My team is Team 2XE, and we went to the Queen Mary and 12th place, I think it was, out of so many teams, and had a lot of fun. What led me to keep growing and kind of got my name out there, and people got to know me, and I've been around for a long time. Not even just with what the Vanguardians group, and got to really meet a lot of great people and a lot of great friends, and had a lot of fun doing it. And I don't know, it was a year ago in May, I think it was, somewhere in there of last year. I talked to Robbie Cole just briefly in a message, just saying after there was a whole ordeal that went down in the group, and I just said, if you need help, let me know. And he made me an admin. And I remember sitting there going, God, what's wrong with our community? Why are we not evolving? And that's what a card game or a community should always strive for, is to be better. And I hear all the time, they compare Vanguardians to Zodiac. Well, your comparison is because of this leader, which is not the case. Zodiac does a lot of terrible things, a lot of funny things as well, but a lot of terrible things. Whereas the Vanguardians, I've always felt, has done a lot. And people will say, oh, it's because of you. Maybe. I feel like the community does its own thing. But when I took over, I wanted to do an online tournament. And I started doing the tournaments. Started having a lot of fun with them. Won one of them, won 2 of them, won whatever it was. And all kinds of people started playing in the tournaments. And then all of a sudden it became an international thing. And we had people from Croatia, Japan, United Kingdom, Australia. And it got bigger, and people got to know me even more, and it was a lot of fun. Those early months doing all that was a lot of fun, and really awesome memory just in the group. It was just so well niched, and I don't know, somewhere down the line it evolved again, and started adding other admins and trying to do different things. And then even this past year, I started doing Monday Night Wars, spoof on wrestling, but with card fighting, and keep people entertained. The biggest thing with our community is that some people can't go to their locals and play this game. Locals sometimes don't even support this game by even carrying the product in their store, let alone launching a tournament. And my thing always, and I've always said this community deserves better, and I always strive to give it to them. So something like that, just doing Monday Night Wars or these online tournaments, allow people to participate and to play and to have fun. And yeah, along the lines, some were good and bad. I've met great people, like I said. I've met bad people. I did bad things. I will flat out say I've done bad things that I felt were in the name of doing things for the better. Does that make me a bad person? No. Does it make it I've made mistakes? Yes. And other people will debate that and fight that and whatever. And I'm sure this video will be dissected. And it's fine, because it's gotten to the point where I think we as a community we're getting there. We're right there. But I just don't know if there's a spot for me in it anymore. Like, I have wanted to do so much to change, to develop, to make things better. I mean, people know me across the board. Like, I mean, and then there's other times where people don't, and they're so new to the game, and you try to teach them and take them under your wing, and whether it be good or bad, sometimes it works out, and then other times it doesn't. And I'm one of those people that has just always wanted what's best for this community across the board. But like I said, it just got to the point where I think it was taxing or hard to want to keep going. And, you know, I want always what's best. I think what it ultimately comes down to for everything for this game is that we need to not treat it like Yu-Gi-Oh! We need to treat it very much like its own game. Like, it is its own thing. It's its own principle. And that's how it will succeed and thrive. And it's already doing that on so many levels where, yeah, it might not be the most selling game, but where we were a year ago to where we are now, boom, bam, like out of this world. Yeah, we're not Force of Will where everyone's looking for that alternative game because Konami screws its player base over. Magic sometimes is very hard to get into. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Buddy Fight or Wise, it's very one-dimensional for the most part. So when you offer something like Force of Will to the game, of course it's going to look appealing, and of course it's going to look better because it's those elements that everyone wanted in one faction. And it's like, does that mean Vanguard's going to die? No, it just means that there's now another game in the competitive scene of card playing. And, you know, I love the game. I do. I just professionally, or from a standpoint of trying to make things happen, can't do it anymore. Like, I'm tired. Like, I've tried to do it for people, and some people love it, but I can't even get at times people to read rules. And it's like, it was a joke, but it's like the other day I've been sitting here just thinking about it, like, wow, like, reading comprehension is a problem. Because people just don't. And like, we're card players. We read cards. Like, it is a part of the thing we love to do. Like, and you know, anything I've ever done, like, I'll read it 1,000 times over and maybe I won't get it. But like, I'll ask questions, which is fine. And like, hey, I read this part of the rules and I still understand. But you read them. You were asking the questions because you read them. Like, it's to me, it's beneficial. But then there's other people who just don't. And don't understand it or don't choose to acknowledge it. And that does happen. Like, I canceled a tournament because of that. And it was like, and then I was the hated guy. I got called a faggot. I got called out on this stuff. I mean, I've had numerous death threats at times from people from the New York group because they just feel like that's the cool thing to do with their lives. And like, it all just adds on to you. And it's like, just trying. Like, I'm trying. I'm not sitting here going, oh my God, how can I mess with people's lives? I'm trying to improve this game for everyone. And it's really just been one of those things where it's like, I just want what I feel is best. And if I don't feel like I'm doing it anymore. Like, I'm hosting tournaments on and off, and I'm like, you know what? It doesn't feel right. Like, there's not an excitement level for it. And you know, like, I've had the pleasure of working with like Robbie Cole and ARG, and then I look at like ARG and they don't take the game seriously. And I love Jim, I love everything he's done, but it's like, it's just same situation. They'd rather stream Force of Will. And Vanguard's been around longer. It has a larger player base, in my opinion. And Chop Liver, Bushiroad themselves, like, they just at times seem like they don't care. And they say they do. And like, recently JD left the company, and it's like, oh, well, he was a milestone. He's been around just as long as everyone else, some of us originals, as he liked to actually call us. And then you have other people who I feel who in the community that do things and don't deserve to be where they're at, and they don't love it. And you know, and then, you know, it's just, I don't know. This video was never meant to bash anyone, do anything like that. I'm not. I guess I'm retiring from what is the groups, from Facebook, from this competitive scene that, or on my online stuff. Like, I don't even want to take a break. I just want to be done. Like, I want to go in the next chapter of my life. I want to go in the next game. I want to go in the next things. Like, I love Vanguard. I love everything about it, but it's just so hard to want to keep doing it at the momentum and the pace that I was doing it at. And I remember, like, I talking to one of the admins in one of the groups, maybe it was even North admins, and like, he just keeps going. And it's like, yeah, I burnt myself out doing it. Like, I don't have a passion for what it is. I got in an argument with people the other day about, critiquing them and all this, and it's like, we shouldn't be like that. I shouldn't be doing that. And I'm becoming the things that I didn't hate or hated, or what people hated. And I'm smart enough to know that I can't keep doing that. Like, I just want to give the people what they want, and I know they don't want me gone. I just know that you need a leader, and I feel like I've handed the reins off. I mean, we have a good admin team in the group, and there are people who care, and who want the same thing I do, and it's at that place or momentum where the game will succeed so much, and so beautifully too. Like, I think it's just gonna go, for the first time ever, it's just gonna take off, and you don't need someone there to cheerlead it anymore, or me to cheerlead it anymore. And like, I think we fear a lot of times what Robbie will do in the groups and things like that, and there's no reason to do that. He's come 10,000 lifetimes away from where he was, and in the time I've known him. And you got great organizations doing great things for the games now. They got state championships from the ARGs that was never happened before, ever. I mean, think about that. And they're just trying to tell people, like, this game's gonna take off, and it did. And it's a really sad moment in my time in my life, because I love it, but I can't keep doing it at the pace and the momentum. And people are like, oh, you could take a break, and I'm like, no. Breaks are like, vacations. Eventually you have to go back to work. And that's the thing too. Like, when what I do starts feeling like a job, it's not, the passion is not there anymore. And I love it. Oh, again, I keep saying that. I love it. But, like, I see the drama that unfolds in the groups, and the people just want to bicker and fight about rulings, or about, like, I've met great people who know exactly what they're talking about. People refuse to listen to them. It's like, what? If you're offered the golden ticket to get in Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, you take it. Like, I don't understand, like, why people have to do that. Like, I don't understand why there is such a resilient, like the other day, people were just arguing with me, and I'm like, I've been around for a long time. I know what I'm talking about half the time. And it's just really sad. It's because people just choose to be negative, or choose to not want to enjoy it, and that's the other things that wear at you. And it's like, I'm not right. I'm not ever right. Like, I mean, I'm right about things when asked, and I can clearly define and give evidence, but I'm like, there's no right way to do anything. There's no wrong way to do anything half the time. I mean, like, you just gotta make sure that the player base is happy and the community is happy, and you're golden. And I feel like we're there. Like, I don't know. I think it's time for a change of the guard, and see what happens. I mean, I wanted to get into other card games, and I thought about it for a long time, and like, I was like, oh, you can play Pokemon. I'm like, oh, Pokemon's been around. It's fine. Like, Magic has been around. Yu-Gi-Oh has been around. I don't want to get involved in Yu-Gi-Oh. I like to play it again for other reasons, but not to the extent that I've done with Vanguard. It's all about finding the next thing, the next adventure. And maybe this seems like a big, right now we're at 14-minute ramble, but it is what it is. And I do plan on being done when World is over this year, or when my World, the Chicago World, is over, like I said, with the groups and things. Just want to be done. I mean, there's no point in staying and continuous and going on for things that you don't want to be doing. And I feel like that's the point where I'm at. I feel like it's just time to put a pin in it and be done, and you had your fun, and there'll be a lot of great people still stick around. I think some of the best players are establishing this game and are needed, um, and some people are just getting started, and I've been going for a long time, and I owe a lot of apologies to a bunch of people. I owe a lot of thank yous to a bunch of people, and but I just think it's at that point where you can feel it, and it needs to be done, and you need to get over with it. And I'm there. I'm ready. I accept this, and again, you do whatever you want, or you do as much as you can for those to make their lives better. And if you're not doing what you can to make people's lives better, then you should try to do something else and go elsewhere, and try to continue to always do things. I feel like I've done that. I feel like I've tried to make this community a little bit better. I thank you all. I really do. Like I said, it's not the end of me. Until for a little bit longer here. I mean, we got like 2 more months, and in that time, I'm just gonna try to have fun and enjoy it, and be more relaxed than I've ever been. And I really appreciate it. And like I said, like I look around my room right now, and there's just Vanguard everywhere, Vanguard behind me, Vanguard over there, and Jigglypuff's not even on in the bed today. Like I was just, that's the mind frame I'm in. So, thank you all. I truly appreciate it. And let me know. Let me know what you guys want to see next. I'm open for the next chapter of my life. So, have a great night.